This is nearly here. You need a bath. Oh, I'm loving it. Oh. If you just class that as... Just to recap, it's the next morning. So on another video.
Right, this morning, this is a new week. I'm just going to give this bed frame a good sanding. You don't need to watch me sand it here. I've got a good orbital sander and an awful lot of sanding discs, so I'll give that a go. Then I'm going to have a good measure up upstairs, and I'm going to make the feet for it, the legs as it were. Right, I'll have a go. Yes, I've got this third bedroom clear. Brought up the timber frame of the bed. Cut my legs, I'll show you those. But what me and Cheryl want to do is to have a look at what's behind this. We know the carpet more or less follows the ceiling as you come upstairs, but what's behind there? Might as well have a look at what we're doing. Right. Oh, nothing behind it really. A frame, somebody's made a frame quite nice, and that there is just the top of the ceiling. If you see what I mean, I'll show you. Look, so it's there's the ceiling as you come up the stairs. And this here is just that, you know. Alright, they've put a bit of carpet on, but so I'm going to leave that as it is and just make it better than it was, tidy it up as it were. Right, back to the bed. Where's my legs? Here. There's my leg. There's my legs for the bed. So you can see the bed frame that I've made goes into there, but it's going to go further into that hole in the wall, as it were, where the stairs are. Carpet. Anyway, so I cut 8 legs, sanded them. I've sanded that frame down. You remember I put the brackets in here, these big sturdy brackets. Don't know whether I'm going to leave those on or not. I'm making that decision. Anyway, I'm going to put the legs on and just see how well it fits. where it's a good height. I've got a feeling that I wanted a bit higher than that, to be honest. Yeah, it's not bad. We've got space here at the end. Actually wanted the bed to go in a bit further than that, but it's fine. I've got space at the end here, so we get to the curtains in the window. Yeah. So, what I wanted to do was to see where this leg of the bed was going to go, and I can mark that now, and of course the other end. Then I can get them fitted. Right, I'll give it a go. Well, that's it done. If I could balance, I'd stand on it for you. Can I balance? 1, 2, 3, go! There we go. Oh, there we are. So that way, 16 stone. And I'm just stood on 2 of them, so that's not going anywhere. Here, bounce about till Christmas, as they say. Yeah, it's alright, isn't it? So it needs a lid. Now, I need to over up, but needs a lid putting on, which I'm going to have to order some fairly thickish MDF, because what I want to do is put the lid on and then round the corners of the MDF, you know. Yeah, it's not pretty, but it's strong. I think the timber for this, was about £40. And I've probably used £5 worth of screws. By the time I put the lid on, the lid will be about, say, tenner. So 55, call it £60. Yeah, we've got to buy a mattress, but I was able to put this bed where I wanted it. Which was in there. It's not as far in as I wanted. What I'm going to have to do, and I've got the timber, is to build a kind of a headboard all the way across. That's easy enough. The MDF comes in, I think, 6x4 or 8x4. If I get 8x4, I'll have enough to do that end. 8 foot be 4 foot, by the way. Just in case you're working in foreign money, whatever that is. Yeah, so there we go. An interesting sort of, I don't know, full day it's took me to do it. Because the lid will only take, 20 minutes, half an hour. Cut it with me hand saw. Well, power saw, but hand saw. And screw it on. That, of course, will even add more strength. The other bed, if you're wondering, is downstairs in the front room. I've got it out of here. Right, that'll do for now. So it's the Monday after the Sunday. That's normally what happens. So, got the bed frame done. Just put it up there now. I've got to box this area in better than it is, which is what I'm going to do. I'll show you as I go along. I also found a fix for up there on the other side, which is a big glass panel, and I'll tell you about that. But in the meantime, I'm just doing a bit of measuring, as you can see, just so I can build a frame ready for boxing in. Made a mess. Okay. So I got the framing. You can call it the headboard frame if you like. So what I can now do is board the front of that, board the top. Cheryl wants some nice, you know, finished boarding in there rather than MDF, and I think she's right. Well, no, she's right, of course she's right. So that's that job done. And we got up, it was freezing cold this morning, frost everywhere. -2 or 3, I think. I realise in Canada that's nothing, but here it is. But looking up at the sky, I think we're going to get a bit of snow. We'll see. It's quite dark on this, what is a sunny day. So, quick update on this big lump of glass. This is over the stairs here. Yeah. What I'm going to do is take the trim off that's around that glass. Then I'm going to batten out the wall. I've got the battens. And put a sheet on there. Either MDF or plasterboard. Doesn't matter. Because it will be papered. But the architrave around this door is going to have to come off. Otherwise the sheet will go right up to the architrave and it'll just look a bit odd, we think. So I'm going to take the architrave off carefully, if I can, top bit and down there, put it to one side, board it, and then put the architrave back on. That's the plan. I don't want to try and get that glass out, and even if I did, you see that wooden bit? That is part of a shelf and it sticks out a bit. I don't know if you can see that. And that shelf is the shelf there. So if I try and take, even if I get the glass out, the shelf is still in the way, which means I'd have to panel it out, you know. So I might as well leave the glass where it is. It's safer for me to do that. And I quite like that shelf, to be honest. Anyway, that's where I'm up to. I've got to clean up now. So there's the headboard frame, obviously the bed frame in place. What I have noticed is that the gap here, where the bed sits, is slightly out. It's not much, but it's enough to bother me. That's with the bed frame up tight to, you know, this headboard frame, as it were. So I know that that headboard frame runs in parallel to the old board. Now it's easily adjusted. So I think, as I mentioned, said to Cheryl, MDF, got to paint it. No, let's get some furniture board. So I've ordered furniture board for here, and while I could, I've ordered the skirting to finish downstairs. So I've given myself another job, but it's all got to be done. Anyway, that's where we're up to. The tricky bit for me will be to furniture board that out and make a nice neat job, but I just go slow and steady, that's the way. Yeah, anyway, as you can see, we're getting there. When we do come to decorating this room, this blue carpet, all of it, of course will go, but for now it's fine. I've moved it up a little bit, get rid of the worst of it. Right, onward and upward. So I mentioned I've bought new skirting for the hallway. This old skirting is pretty horrible. It's gonna come off. I've already taken the trim off around this door. I'm actually gonna make a new door for that. Take the skirting from there. One of the problems I've got is that this flooring, laminate flooring, it's quite thick and it's holding on to the bottom of the skirting, but I'll get it off. One place I won't bother with is behind this cabinet at the moment, because if I do and I disturb the internet, Cheryl's working, of course, today it's Monday, so I don't want to turn that off accidentally. Right, I'll keep going at it. Try this. Nope. Yeah. That's no good. You maybe see what's happening. Maybe see what's happening here. So this skirting goes below this quite thick laminate flooring, and as I put this in to pull this off, it's just going straight through the plasterboard. I think what I'm going to have to do, because even right there's a nail which is no longer fixed to anything, but it's still not coming out, so I think I'm going to have to get a chisel or something, cut along the bottom, maybe me multi-tool, cut along the bottom and get it out that way. Well, I got it, if you can call it that. So I got that out. You can see it's sort of buried in about an inch. I know it looks a mess, but don't worry. New skirting on its way. So, this one now. See how I get on with that. Got it. Oh, well, that was easy, wasn't it? You know, easy thing to do on a Monday. Anyway, I've got it, so that's the main. So, one more piece to get, which is right over there. Get that for a nail. I don't know if you can see that. I don't know where. Anyway, there we are. Big nail, big nail. But I think there's only one nail in it, which is nice. Oh, that was easy. There you go. Easy jobby, that one. Right. That's that looks well in. Oh, said there was one nail holding it, plus a load of glue. Anyway, it's done. There's another nail right in that corner. Okay, good, right. So I'll get cleaned up now. Cheryl's got a telephone call, or a call I should say, with a student. So I'll be quiet now for a good hour. So let's get cleaned up. So this. So I've done myself, because it's 4:30, Cheryl won't finish, well, 5:30. So I've got new potatoes, buttered, a little bit of mint sauce, a lot of beetroot, I do like beetroot, and some spam and cheese. Okay, don't judge me, this is the stuff I like. Anyway, I'm going to get that eaten. Good. Wash my teapots. breakfast pots need putting away though. It is 5 o'clock. So I do like to be tidy down here before Cheryl wanders in. Don't know what she's having for a tea. I do a massive beef stew yesterday, Sunday, and she got 10 meals ready for that. But she had that for a breakfast. Oh, there's Willow's tea. Yeah. Right. Washy uppy. Monday, and there's Cheryl. Oh, she's gone. Oh, there she is.
Hello. Cleaning
Look,
the coffee machine.
coffee. Go on then, I'm in your way. So Cheryl's just finished work. It's about 5:45. Now there's that other big hanging system. I know it don't look pretty.
This is nearly here. You need a bath. Oh, I'm loving. Oh. If you just class that as. Just to recap, it's the next morning. So on another video,